It's pretty standard stuff what the judge did, and yes, we are pleased with it. But the judge did what pretrial services recommended after a background check and after interviewing people and looking into Tindall's circumstances. They write a report, pretrial services does, and submits it to the judge. And the judge followed the recommendation of pretrial services, which was the $100,000 personal recognizance bond with a $5,000 deposit. We're going to get him some help and get him out of jail and try to get him stable, because it's been very upsetting to him. The family's very supportive. He's got a good basis in the community to draw on. The family seems to be quite solid. They're behind him 100%. Yes, this is a weak case because all the evidence that they have, that they've put in their probable cause affidavit, is based on conjecture and supposition and some quasi-eyewitness identification of a man in full motorcycle gear with a full motorcycle helmet on. And they claim they can say this is the man that committed the robbery based on that, based on hand gestures and body movement. And if you're on the jury, what would you do if that was the evidence you were presented with?
And the rental of the vehicle that looked just like the car that was used in the...
Well, again, they can't say it is the same car. It's all, again, based on conjecture and supposition and at best circumstantial evidence.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Sir, you've handled federal cases before. Feeling on this, taking this long to bring it up. I mean, they happened back in August, and they're just now bringing it up. They're saying that the police department got it back in November, the information on it. Still, they're not doing anything with it now. Still, same thing, just trying to bring up, put some evidence together to bring it up? Or?
Well, I mean, certainly it would tell you that they didn't know who committed the robbery right after the robbery was committed. So they're trying to discover who that was. And the evidence that they're able to put together is the fact that there was some car similar to a car, apparently, that was rented by Officer Tindall. But they can't say it's the same car. And other than that, I can't tell you what other information they've been able to put.
Basically, they're going off of just the helmet and the gear and everything else.
Apparently so.
I mean, it's something like if you walked into a bank with a helmet on, you got a Band-Aid on your face, hey, that guy had a Band-Aid on his face, that's him.
All they could say if it was me, it was a short, fat guy.
So where was Sergeant Tindall the morning of the robbery?
I have no idea.
Well, he should know because fellow Sergeant Gary Hardage was killed early that morning, and Conroe's a small town. All of law enforcement was aware of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Not just Conroe PD, but the others, so that should narrow it down for him. It's not just another day.
Whether we have an alibi defense or not?
Yes, sir.
I can't address that yet. I have not had an opportunity to conduct any investigation at all. But that's a very good question.
The case will be presented before a federal grand jury for them to make the determination of whether the case should be indicted. Mr. Tindall is still presumed innocent until proven guilty, but our next step is to bring the case before the grand jury within 30 days of the arrest, which was yesterday.
Well, I think people need to sit back and remember their government classes and the Constitution. I mean, we live in a society where there is a presumption of innocence, and I think this case needs to be viewed from that perspective right now. He is presumed innocent until there's evidence presented beyond a reasonable doubt that he's guilty. The evidence that I've seen that they plan to present to a jury is anything but that.